and I took some online classes from her and have started playing around with finger paint, and I love it and my kids love it as well. So I figured I might as well share the joy that I found with this finger painting style. So I use this paper, which you can buy in like big 25 packs from like Michael's or any of those places. If you don't buy it in the 25 pack, it gets kind of expensive. Here's one example that we just put together quick this morning of the fun finger paints. And then these are the paints I use. They're like $1.98 acrylic paints from Michael's as well. So I have a bunch of fun colors here. I don't know what colors you guys have to choose from, but I have pink and purple, orange, yellow, teal, white. Whatever colors you have will work. You could even do this in black and white. Lots of times I use gloves, but I've really preferred not to use gloves. But it's totally up to you because obviously the paints have chemicals in them. We're going to start with
Tamara, I'm sorry. What is this gold thing? I missed that part.
You can go to Michael's and buy these big card stocks.
Yeah.
But it's like $2 a piece of paper.
Oh.
Versus if you buy their 25 pack that looks like this when you go in the store, which is the same aisle, it's like $5.
Okay.
So I like doing it on a shiny surface. I like that little extra bling in the background. Obviously you can do it on whatever surface you want. The best surfaces are smooth, so your finger glides around. So we're gonna start with this daisy looking flower, and you want to start with a darker color in the background. So you could start with like orange and work to yellow. I'm gonna start with dark blue and go to a teal. So what I do is start right in the middle, and I use my middle finger with about that much paint. So it's just the tip of my finger that's been dipped in the paint. So right in the middle, and I just pull straight out. And I'm gonna do that all the way around, moving my paper so I can be right in the middle and pull straight out. And I like artwork that goes off the edge of the pages. So I pull all the way out to the edge and don't stop. Just keep working around in a circle. And I like finger painting because it gives this really neat texture. It allows the edges to kind of bubble, and some parts are lighter and darker. And there's not this pressure of having to go back and make it look perfect like lots of times we feel like with brush painting. All right, so then I wipe off my finger in between. I have my, just a rag that I use all the time for this. And then I go to a lighter color. So it's the same thing, just start in the middle and pull out. But now since you're blending two colors, you're gonna get blended on your finger and you have to wipe in between every time. Otherwise your darker color will start overpowering your lighter color. So just that motion of starting in the middle and pulling out makes it thin out and look like petals. All right, flower number one. At first, these paintings kind of look rough, but as you go on and start adding more details, and at the end you can add paint pens and whatnot, it really pulls together. So the first time I was doing this, I remember being a little off-put by how the artwork looked at first, but it's one of those things where you have to really stick it out to the end. All right, so that's the first flower. Now we're gonna move on to this style of flower. It's like a daisy kind of. So I like to do like a bright color in the middle of the daisies. And all that is an oval to start with. Like a long, skinny oval. And as I go from flower to flower to flower, I like to turn the paper so they're not all facing the same way. It's kind of like you're looking at a bouquet from the top. I'm gonna do yellow middle and pink petals. So here's the trick with this flower. I put a little extra paint on my pad of my finger for this one. Push down a little bit, go down, and then I arch it at the bottom because otherwise it gets that flare out at the bottom, which is not exactly what a daisy looks like. So I just go from one petal to the next. I don't leave too much space in between with these petals. And I like this flower where all the daisies are just, or all the petals are just straight on the bottom, hanging down kind of. Wipe all that pink off. And then I have this really fun metallic-y pink. It's one of these ones. They just call it metallic paint acrylic. So I'm gonna layer that on top of these pink petals. And it's a little more mauve-y, so it definitely stands out. But once it dries, the metallic really glitters with the light. How's everyone doing? And give me a thumbs up if you're doing good. Awesome. All right. This next flower is going to be this one. So the trick with this flower is to start dark in the middle, and then we're going to go light as we go out. So you get that 2D effect. So I'm going to use dark blue in the middle. So I'm going to go to the opposite side of my paper since I have dark blue on this side. So it's the same with this one. Start with a oval. And then to create the back side of the flower, I'm going to use this lilac lavender. So I start with my finger up here, and we're going to curve it towards the front like that. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, back here and up. And these ones I like to leave a little space because I like to show the gold in the background. So there's the back of the flower, and now we're going to do the front. So from the front, I start from the outside and go into the center. And it's okay if this overlaps your oval a little bit on the front. And do a couple petals right there. And then I'm gonna switch to, let's see, how about lime green? It's a fun lime green. Put some petals right here. This is one of the flowers where the paint really starts to mix together, which I think is fun. All right. I think I'm gonna put one more of these, the daisy looking flowers right here. Start with this teal. Do a big long oval again. Maybe some orange petals for this one. So same thing, keep it thick at the top. Let it go off the side of your page if you're on the edge. Big, thick finger strokes with this one. So see how at the bottom of that one, it looks kind of funky. So I just go back, put some more paint on my finger, and I arch it at the end. So I go down and I come back up again a little bit. So same thing there. Go down and arch it back up. There's another daisy. And then I think, let's see. I'm gonna put that metallic pink in the middle of this one. Also, I really like the metallic paint. Have a big bouquet of bright flowers. All right, so through this middle part, I'm gonna paint a leaf. Bring some greenery into the background. So the leaf is as simple as a swoosh. So I just go down and back up again. So I ran out of paint and back up again. And then I kind of just go back through and fill it in and neaten up the edges. So I just keep getting more paint and add to the edges. And then I'm gonna kind of mimic that first shape and make it a little wider in the middle. So just that middle section, you wanna make a little thicker to look like a real leaf that's thick in the middle. And once again, going off the edge of the paper. All right, we have a leaf there. I'm gonna add one more leaf up here. That's definitely gonna be off the edge. I think I'm gonna add a couple more too. So you can feel free to add extra flowers or more leaves, whatever you feel like you wanna put as your composition. All right, I'm gonna blow dry this. So I'm gonna put this on mute real quick and blow dry it. So we can add it. All right. So this, are you gonna grab it? You okay? All right, so this last flower is one of the simplest, but one of the easiest ones to do. So it is, I just get some paint on my finger and I basically make a triangle with 3 dots of finger paint. So like that, it's like a poppy. And I like to have it overlap with some of the other flowers as well. So I add a couple of these throughout the page. We'll do a couple of other details as well. Let's see. I think that's good for that. Right, so there's a couple ways to go about filling up your background. So we can put paint dots or we can use a paint pen. So I'm going to do a little bit of both. So I'm going to put some paint dots in the background. I'm just going to use my pinky to do this. So I got about this much paint, and I'm just going to put some fun dots through here. I really like stripes in my background, so I tend to save a good amount of space for the stripes. I'm going to shake up this paint pen. I don't know how this gold on gold is going to work, but it's what I had, so I'll try it out. It's kind of like a matte gold, so it definitely stands out. So for right now, I just add the stripes, and then later when the paint is completely dry, I'll go back and make sure the stripes are fully connected to the flower, so it looks like it's going completely in the background. But right now, while the paint is still just a little bit wet, I don't want to mess with it too much. Put some more stripes. And you can do anything with these paint markers. You can do dots, you can do stripes. On the parts of your painting that are dry, or you can even wait till it's dry all the way, you can go through and embellish. So in the middle of the leaf, you can put like a big gold line. That would be like the stem of the leaf. On these daisies, I like to put dots. Polka dotted daisies. This is also a nice way to go back in and fix some parts that you didn't exactly love the first time around. All right, this is still a little wet. I'm gonna go blow dry it a little bit more. All right. So since this daisy was a little wet, the blue is getting mixed in with the paint. Yeah, we're still a little wet. I might have to wait till later and finish all the details. I think it's too wet. I'll have to wait. So I also like to put little dots in here, like pollen. And you could also use all sorts of colors of paint pens. They come in every color under the rainbow. How's everyone doing? Ooh, nice, Julie. I love it. That's awesome. How's it going, Callie?
Can we unmute whoever wants to show their art so that the video captures it?
Absolutely.
Say something, Julie, so the video
Okay, I
goes.
use markers because
Oh, nice.
that's what I
That
have.
came out excellent.
Thank you. Few fingerprints mixed in with the markers. So
Nice.
I can see what you mean about going over the edges. So next time I'll put something behind it.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have a mat under it. So
That's all right. Art is about mess, right?
Does anyone else want to hold up their picture and share?
Did you want to show your painting, Callie?
Here, see.
Ooh, love it.
Back up a little bit.
I love that big blue stem through the middle too. Awesome. Nice job, Lennox. Those are great. All right, so feel free to go back and like add more details to the background or the flowers as the paint dries. I tend to make these pieces over like numerous days on end and just keep going back and adding more and more and more until I feel like it's complete, which is the normal process of art, right?
Thank you, Tamara.
Thank you.
That was fun. Thank you. A nice break in the
I'm
day.
so glad. Yes, thank you. I'm glad you had fun.
Okay.
And if anybody wants to reach out to Tamara for some more tutorials or for any reason, we can share all the contact information with the replay.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Deanna.
You're welcome. Did you want to say anything else in closing before we end the call?
No, I think just keep up with the process of taking breaks and taking care of yourself and doing what you need to do to sustain mental and physical health.
Absolutely. Thank you for that counsel and for this opportunity to do so with you.
Of course.
All right, then, everybody, keep creating beautiful artwork. So nice to see you all here, and thank you again. All
Thank
right.
you. Bye.
Bye.